Thank you, Rob. Welcome, friends and family. I am Bill Chenoweth, the youngest of my father's 6 children. I have the privilege and honor of celebrating the life of our father today, and let me tell you what an honor it is. Our dad, Richard to many of you, Dick to most of you, and Maka, as he's fondly known in our family, touched all of us in many different ways. And this is obvious just looking at the gathering of people we have here today. Our family wants to thank all of you for taking the time to come here today. I think it's a testament to who my father was. Today I want to highlight 3 components of his life that he poured his heart and soul into. And I think Rob is probably touched on a lot of this stuff, but I'm going to reiterate a little bit and spend a lot more time on the family. Number 1, the community service that he had, especially here to Greater Akron, Ohio. Number 2, Buckingham, Doolittle, and Burroughs, and his dedication to his clients and colleagues. And finally, his family. 6 children, 17 grandchildren, 21 great-grandchildren. It's pretty impressive. To begin with, one of Dad's greatest legacies is the impact that he left on the community of Akron and his giving to others less fortunate. As Rob mentioned, Dad served on so many nonprofits boards that he was awarded the prestigious Sir Thomas More Award for community service in the legal profession in 2007. Our dad instilled this value of giving back to each of his children, and there is no better example of that impact than our sister, Christine Uhas, has given. Chris has carried on Dad's commitment to the Akron community by working hard to make the lives of people in need better, and we are all so proud of you, Chris. The second important component of Dad's life was Buckingham, Doolittle, and Burroughs, and the relationship he developed by working there for nearly 50 years. Given that Rob has really gone into great detail about his time there, I'm not going to spend much time, but just know that Dad took great satisfaction in representing the many families and businesses that they had, and he worked hard in helping them with their trust and estate planning strategies. But the most important component of my dad's life is sitting right here in front of you today, his family. Like as I said, 6 children, 17 grandchildren, 21 great-grandchildren. As many of you know, my dad lost his first wife, Mary Lou, my mom, in 1969 when I was just 7 years old. And it was a devastating impact on our family. But what followed was truly a miracle. Dad married my godmother. Yes, my godmother. And his longtime friend, Chris Tompkinson, who also lost her spouse way too early. What transpired from these tragedies was a blessing. 2 families who endured heartache came together as one and set an example for other blended families to follow. In my opinion, our family's greatest achievement was that we never referred to them as stepmom or stepdad, and they never referred to us as anything but their children. Our family's incredibly tight, and it's a testament to our parents because of that. When I was asked to deliver this tribute today, I sent an email to everybody in the family, and I asked them to reply back to us with all their memories of Maka. And I asked everybody to reply to all so that we could each see what all of us remembered about Maka. And it was comforting and fun to hear all the memories that people have. So as I kind of close today, I'm not really quite closing, but it's going to take a little while, I want to read some of the memories of our dad, grandfather, and great-grandfather Maka. My sister Betsy wrote, "When my dad died, I was only 16, a very young and vulnerable age. I had so much of my life ahead of me, and I couldn't grasp the idea of not having my dad there to go through it with me. When Dad came into our lives, we were very blessed. Not only did I have somebody to go through and see me go through the various stages of my life, I inherited sisters that I never had and a baby brother. As I look back now, I reflect on all the important aspects of my life, and Dad was always there. I was never a stepdaughter, I was always a daughter. And our kids were always just his grandchildren. There was no distinction. I also remember when he asked Mom to marry him. He asked Rick and I if it were okay. Okay? We were thrilled, but it just shows that the respect that Dad had for me and Rick. He wanted us to be happy too. Mom and Dad were married nearly 48 years. What a show of love and commitment. Betsy's son, Chris Getz, had many great memories, but one stuck out in my mind, and that was this. Maka was always present. He made everybody feel so important. That's because of how he engaged in every conversation. And that's the most important trait of a great leader, which Maka was. Chris, I think you captured one of Maka's greatest traits. Somehow, some way, with almost 50 family members, Maka made each of us feel equally important. Jean and Chris remembered some of the best memories driving home from our grandmother Hoo-Hoo's house after a Sunday dinner with Mom and Dad singing many different songs, such as Buttons and Bows, Minnie the Mermaid, and This Is Quite a Perfect Night. Dad loved to sing, and I could still see him late at night next to the piano with friends, singing and smiling. Of course, I have personally so many memories of my dad. Way too many to share here today, so I'm going to share one, and that's something, again, that Rob's touched on. But the greatest gift that my dad gave me was his love of golf. Dad was a 3-time Akron Golf District champion, and he played at an exhibition at Portage Country Club with the great golf legend Ben Hogan. Ben shot 69, Dad shot 71. Not bad. And as Rob mentioned, that was despite the fact that he had the fastest golf swing anybody's ever seen. Trust me, I tried to swing like that. It's impossible. My favorite memories were waking up at 6 a.m. in the morning and usually being the first one off the tee at Sharon or Portage because Dad wanted to get back early enough to spend the rest of the day with Mom. We usually teed off before the greens were mowed and putted through early morning dew. Through golf, Dad taught me about integrity, honesty, respect, and how to be a good sport no matter how you played. Finally, I'm going to close with memories of my sister Jindy recalled, because Jindy really captured the essence of who our dad was. What I remember the most about my dad was his character, Jindy said. Dad never told us what to do. He showed us what to do by his actions. Dad never judged anyone. In his eyes, everyone had the right to be who they were and do what they want to do with equal opportunity. Respect of others was always apparent wherever he was. Dad always treated others with courtesy, kindness, dignity, and civility. Dad really was humble, and he never saw himself as better than anyone else. Dad never strayed from his strong values. He was honest, ethical, and fair. Dad was so generous to everyone, sharing his time, energy, and talents without ever expecting anything in return. He had a fierce love of community, and his legacy will live on through the many scholarships that he set up with our mom. Jindy's favorite memory was Christmas of 2001. Mom and Dad sent a letter to all of us explaining that this Christmas was going to be very different, but very special. This Christmas was about giving rather than receiving. Mom and Dad wanted us to reflect upon our good fortune and those who are less fortunate. Their gift to us was the opportunity to make a difference in somebody else's life by directing a gift to charity, a needy family, or a cause that was important to all of us. Their closing line was, "Please give us the satisfaction of knowing that you care about others as much as we care about you." To me, Dad and Mom were the epitome of grace, class, and compassion. Jindy, you captured the heart and soul of who Dick Chenoweth was, and I know that he's smiling down on all of us today. Thank you, Dad, for leading by example and teaching each of us what it means to care for others and stay true to our values. I want to share one last story. I was in Naples with Jean, but was alone with Dad on the dock by the lake, and we were just kind of reminiscing about things. And I looked at Dad and I said, Dad, how does a young boy from Akron, Ohio become so successful? And my dad looked at me and he said, I don't know. I don't know. Well, I think everybody here knows, Dad. We love you very much.